Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. In this video, just want to focus on the shorter time frame wave count because bigger picture, nothing changed and we had quite a bit of action here, bit of a roller coaster on the shorter time frames today. Also made actually another update just a few hours ago, just really here to just wrap it up today. The price did make another low. We talked about that in the previous video that I think in the previous video, we only had 3 waves down. We wanted to see one more low, 5 waves. That happened. And now I think the price is ready to move higher. Why is that? So I just explained it in the ETH video. It's a very similar situation, basically the same situation. We reacted to our, let's say, trend reversal area here as it would, was needed basically in this scenario. Could have made another high here, but okay, didn't, which is okay. Generally, when they reach these areas, you have to expect them to turn around. Bitcoin, Ethereum, they can always turn a little early because they like to do WXY structures instead of ABCs, but ABC is still sort of the common pattern we're tracking. I also take out the subwaves here of the previous video because we don't need of the previous structure. We don't need them anymore. But it's important to understand that we're now coming down here. We're basically doing what we did here. Price came down off the September high in 5 waves and rallied then as anticipated in 3. Now we've got the same situation just in smaller. We're dealing now with a less predictable lower time frame and wave degree. So we've got another 5 wave move down, but it's actually a pretty clear. It's one of the nicest impulses I've seen in a long time. We've got a very well-defined wave 1, a nice and long 3rd wave, a 4th wave, and the 5th wave. I cannot rule out that this is still the 4th here, but I assume currently we have already completed the 5th wave of the 1st, and we're now moving higher slowly in a wave 2, which should reach ideally. Let me just double check. Yep, which should reach ideally the area between 26,459 and 26,670. This would be the ideal, let's say, target range for a wave 2. I don't have enough information to really specify here where we are looking at the even more micro structure. I mean, I'm already on the 15-minute chart. This could be an A, this could be a B. Maybe we're already moving up in C, but it's a bit, would be more of a guess. Important is to understand that this is now a resistance area. It could be a really nice bearish setup the way this was as well, but this could be in small, okay? Basically a setup for a breakdown in a 3rd wave next in the coming days or weeks. First of all, we need to push a little higher. I guess we could complete that within the next day or so over the coming sessions. And resistance is typically between the 50% and the 78.6 retracement level. And if we break above the 78.6 fib level, I would need to look at what then, what's going to happen then. I mean, it could certainly maybe be a reset of this wave too. But for now, I remain focused on the more imminent scenario. Let's see how it evolves overnight. No reason to change what's working at the moment. Would be great if we can stay in the flow for a little longer because the last reversals worked out really nicely. So that means that the price is basically following our wave count, or at least we are riding the waves correctly, you could say. At some point it will break, like a trend line breaks as well from time to time. So then we just have to readjust as we do when things take a different direction. But it's looking good. I mean, we currently see here a slight upside. You see that now it's actually accelerating a little bit towards the daily candle close here. And that's what we want to see, okay? Not much more to add. Essentially important to understand that over the coming weeks or so, the price should get next to 25,350. That's the 50% Fibonacci retracement level on the chart here. But this is only going to, or should really be, temporary support. Essentially, it should eventually go lower, 24K, maybe even all the way down to 22K over the coming weeks. Something more bullish is, of course, possible. We talked about that. There is the white wave count, which can play out still. And that's not an unlikely pathway. It's just simply the alternative. I have no real evidence that the white wave count is playing out. When we break above, and that's unchanged, 27,480, I will take the white wave count very, very serious. That is for everybody who's highlighting that we are getting into October. Yeah, so obviously September is nearly over. October is coming. I shared with you in previous videos various ways how this could play out, right? And that would not necessarily be overall bullish. It's always a matter of the time frame, right? I mean, the Bitcoin can turn at any point. I mean, anybody who hasn't got a core position or built up a core position for these instances or occasions, this bear market, I don't know. That's what the bear market was for, to basically build a core position. And in the event of an early turnaround or a third wave rally, getting back into a bull run, we are covered with a core position, right? Short term, however, the trend is still down. And Bitcoin reacted today to the trend line. I think I showed you that in the previous video, I can't remember, but we had a reaction here to the trend line again. So this is something that if that breaks, yeah, we might be bullish, right? But at least short term, because this B wave could reset higher. Now that would not necessarily be bullish, but it could still be a decent rally, maybe close to 30K and then still come down. So just be aware this can happen in October, but would not necessarily be third wave rally quality. You know, when we want to understand, okay, we get back into a third wave rally, get to 40K, 50K, what's the setup for that? We need to see 5 waves up and then 3 waves down, and then we've got a setup. But yeah, we can talk about that, you know, when we see that coming. At the moment, we're just following very nicely our yellow wave count, which is basically the short-term bearish one within an overall bullish scenario, okay? Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.